Hey everybody, Troy Rutter here from TTMFTW.com, and a few videos back I promised you an explanation of a certain piece that has been hanging on Joss, and that is a costume and some autographs. Now, I tried to rearrange things so I could show it and actually point to stuff. It's right over there off screen, but I just couldn't get the lights right, and I'd have to redo some camera settings, and it was just really, really difficult. So instead, I'm just going to explain them to you, and I will cut in some pictures of what I'm talking about. So let's go back in the Wayback Machine. Go back to 1995, or maybe even, yeah, it was about 1995. I had just moved to Los Angeles, and the internet was becoming a place where you could promote other things. It used to be all about information, and then it became other things like TV shows and businesses and things like that. And eventually it got to the first celebrity websites started emerging. And since I was on the forefront of this technology at the time, I actually met, I don't remember how it actually happened, to be honest with you, but I got in contact with a family in Chicago who was active in the TV and film industry, and that was Mason Gamble. And he was in Dennis the Menace. You probably remember that one, the one with Walter Matthau, not the most recent one, because there's been more even since then, but he was in Rushmore and Gattaca, a TV show called Kate Brasher. He's done a lot of stuff. You know him if you saw him. And so I started doing his official website. Now at the time there were hardly any official websites out there. And so it was a very small community. And through that community, the number of clients that I had grew and grew and grew. But Mason was my first my second real client. And I still do his website today. Now, we haven't spent a lot of time on it as much as I would like. He was busy with college, and now he's an adult, and I haven't talked to him in a long time, actually. But so I was doing a website for Mason Gamble, and as part of that, when we first started, I got some autographs because people would write in, and we did have some type signed stuff. Not a lot, but it was mainly to give toward teen magazines and stuff for giveaways, because all the mail that I collect for him actually goes back to Chicago to their house, and they sign there. Anyway, so I ended up, I had an extra one of these signed photos, and he inscribed it to me, I believe, yeah, to Troy. I'm looking at something you can't see, but I'll try to do some insert videos. And so I've had this photo forever. And when I started getting back into autograph collecting, I went through a drought. All the time I was in LA, I really didn't collect that much other than people that I knew and that I was working with. And so when I came back to Iowa in like 2001, I was like, I still wasn't really collecting. And then a couple years ago, I was like, well, I'll try a couple. And I sent those out. And I sent to one of Mason's co-stars, Tim Robbins. And I got back what I still believe is a preprint or auto pen. It's actually an auto pen, as far as I could tell. And so I was kind of bummed about that. And then about a year ago, I was on eBay, and I have alerts set up when certain things are online, or available. And it came up with a costume of Mason's from the movie Arlington Road. And I looked at it, and I watched it, and it got down to the end, and then I ended up picking up really cheap, like really cheap. I think it was under $100. Might have even been under 75. So I bought the costume, and I get it back, and I'm like, this would look really cool framed. And so I bought this big jersey frame from Hobby Lobby, and I was trying to figure out how to mount these things, and I found this really thick foam board And then I cut little squares of the same foam board to put it behind it. And so what it actually is there's foam board underneath of it, and the picture comes out on foam board, so it's actually closer to the glass than the costume. You can see some of that in these photos, I hope. I haven't taken the photos yet, but I hope you can see them as I'm putting this together. And so I gotta be honest, I took the Tim Robbins and I just, did I wake you up? I just put it right on the foam board. I was like, this is a auto pen, it's not worth anything, I'm gonna just use this one. The Mason Gamble, however, I did do a scan of it and reprint it out, and that's what I mounted. And so basically what I have behind me on the wall that you can't really see, I might move it over here, but then it would, the glare would show from the lights, which would not be good. And then I found, or took a couple screen grabs of the scene that the costume is from. It's from a very short scene. And then the DVD cover, and I put it all in this case, and I failed the first time putting it together. It looked like crap. I could say that, right? Yeah, I could say that. But I tried it a second time, and it actually, I think it looks pretty good. Then I took a picture of it, and I sent it to Mason's dad, and he thought it was great. So that is what is actually behind me. In some videos you can see it more than others. It's kind of like right there, like from there on. And some of the earlier videos you can see part of it. But that is, let's see, I have a couple other costumes from TV shows, I think. Well, I have one. That's a Babylon 5 costume that they wore in the observation dome. And then I have a few crew jackets from stuff that I've done. But I think that's all the TV or movie stuff, legitimate stuff. You know, I do have a Star Trek uniform tucked away. Can't wear it. It's kind of small and it's kind of cheap, but I have it just in case. But that's a pretty cool piece, I think. And hopefully these pictures that I've taken have done it justice, and just wanted to share it with you. It's one of the prized pieces in my collection, if you can call it that. And now you know, and now you have an idea. So thanks for watching. Hopefully things are going well for all of your TTMing if you're into that, or if you just are a fan of watching other people's videos, that's cool too. So anyway, thanks again, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.